My name is Jeffrey Wilson. I'm CEO of ThoseILove. First of all, thanks everybody for taking an hour out on your Friday evening, especially after Thanksgiving for some people, although most of us in here today, I believe, are from Canada. Instead of taking a full hour, as had been submitted in the invitation, we're going to try to pare this down to about 45 minutes or so. Over the last 4 years, we've done an awful lot, and we're proud of the product and the model. We could go on with this for about 6 hours, but we will spare you. And instead of going through full invitations of who the panelists are, we'll just let you know that the panel represents, there are actually 12 partners in the business. We have people from former vice presidents of Pepsi, Lehman Brothers, eBay. We have PhDs, psych majors, people with 25 years of marketing, startup experiences all over the place. It's one of those items. Did everybody want to very quickly say hi, if you don't mind? There's on screen with us, we have Ben Farella.
Hey, everyone.
And Tom Jackson, CEO or COO and President.
Welcome.
Catherine Duffy.
Hey, everyone.
We have myself, Jeff Wilson. Hello. We have Megan Lansbury.
Hello.
We have Glenn Williams.
Hello, hello.
And we have Corey Penhoff.
Hello, everyone.
So what I'm going to do, Tom, if you'd be so kind, is to go ahead and click the first slide. We're going to hop right into it. My hope is that you get an awful lot out of this, but I wanted to give you a little bit of context before we start anything. So let's start with slide number 1. Thank you again for hopping in. This is what we're going to be going through. The next slide, Tom.
Oh, sorry.
But all right. So before we go too deep into this, I wanted to offer a little bit of context into why this came about, how this came about. I'll just take about 1 minute of your time. In 2005, I had a very good friend of mine who actually passed away very suddenly. And there was an odd moment in that the day before he passed away, he left a message for me, specifically for me, and hid it in a place. He had no idea that he was going to be passing. The next day at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he was building steps so that my daughter could go visit him, and died of a heart attack. 3 days later, I found this note, and I'm not going to claim that we discovered utopia for anyone, but it did make a massive difference in my life, and it provided a ton of closure. So the next question was, is this something everyone else can find and get a little bit more comfort from? And how can we turn this into a business where it's an opportunity for an awful lot of people? So with that, that's the context for what we do. And I'm going to ask Ben, who's one of our first affiliates, to provide a little bit of insight into the product and his experience with it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, and hello, everybody. I'm absolutely delighted and honored to be part of this introductory, web conversation, if you will. And I'd just like to say before I get going, my experience with Jeffrey in particular and the rest of this team has been nothing short of first rate. And, I'm just by way of context for the rest of you, I've been in marketing for 25 years, and I've got some experience in a lot of different channels, including 5 years in network marketing and some experience with affiliate marketing and a whole bunch with traditional marketing. And the old adage, right, is that how do you learn to trust someone? Well, if they say something and they do it, and they say something and they do it, and they say something and they do it, then you eventually trust them. And each and every time Jeff and his team has said something, they've actually done it. So this level of integrity and just the whole nature, this whole casual, comfortable approach to it has been great for me to witness, and I feel blessed and honored to be part of it. So by way of introducing this, if I can just jump in, everybody, this is it's just a tremendous, I think, paradigm shift in what we're seeing in terms of a digital web-based, software-based service. And what it really does, everybody, is it allows members to privately and securely store meaningful letters, photos, videos, and other items into dedicated capsules. And the thing that I'd like to speak to at this point is that, every single person out there, including yourselves, are doing this right now. we take photos every day. We take videos every day. We capture photos of what it is that we're doing, and it doesn't really have anywhere to go. And these guys have come up with an incredible platform that allows you to do this in a very safe, and a very secure, and a very simple and easy way to make it move forward. And I think it's absolutely tremendous. So when you do, the best way that I can describe it is, by personal experience. And I've got 5 children, 5 boys, Tracy and I have, and each and every day we're following their various activities and sports. And, just the other week I was thinking about this as I became involved, and I was at my son's city championship football game. And what occurred to me was I'm constantly taking photos and shooting videos. And what occurred to me was that, in seconds I can hit that video button and take that 15 or 20-second video, and now I can make a personalized comment to that, have a place to store that into this ThoseILove capsule, and go back to it and edit if I want, and I can add to this as I go, as I'm building a capsule for this individual, and building it as I go, day by day, week by week, month by month. The whole idea of it, of course, is when I do pass, whenever that is, and I hope it's a long, long time away, that these capsules are made available to each one of these in ways that these guys are going to describe to you. So the introduction to this is great. It's a paradigm shift. It's a very, very exciting opportunity for us to get involved in. And I think tonight you're gonna get a little bit of detail about how that goes. One of the things that I love about this is the emotional closure and clarity that it has for the members that they can leave behind, not just for the individual that's actually putting this together, but for the recipient. I've seen and heard stories and talked to these guys about what their intentions are in this end. And I can honestly tell you that it's so important that the truth be left behind. The individual has earned the right. They've lived their lives for that truth to be left behind. And I think the ability for the recipient to get that kind of closure and that specific message and clarity around that is tremendous. The members themselves, they've got great peace of mind, renewed quality of life, allowing them to, introspectively look at their past and where they're going, and add some real value to what it is that they're putting into these digital boxes, if you will, and provides a new perspective and appreciation for the relationships. And I think that's going to be really happy. It's really going to be a cathartic experience for them as they go. And the thing that I need to understand, I think, or we want you to get across, that this is so groundbreaking in terms of its uniqueness and its an emotional genuineness as well. So it's groundbreaking and wonderful. So let's just talk about the immense consumer prospect base that is constantly regenerating. I was just told a quote right here just recently that in the Western world, there are 40 million individuals annually, wives, husbands, first-time parents, and grandparents that we're dealing with in this particular market segment. This is constantly happening. I think it's beyond that in terms of every single individual who has an opportunity to digitally store stuff that they want to pass and leave behind. We've got a really constant regrowing market base. What I love about this whole market segment, this new paradigm shift, this new category that you're going to hear about in a little while, is the fact that there's no inventory purchase required. There's no reselling of that required. And along with that is that you don't have the complexity of those kind of things around traditional products and or services. It's simple, dead simple, and I think you're gonna see that as we go through it tonight. Single product, not 10, not 12, not 3, not 2, but 1. So it's easy, folks, to get a handle on this, and you're going to see how dead simple, how Lego, how Toys R Us this is in terms of its design, and I'm looking forward for you to see that simplicity. Next bullet, considering the personal nature, member acquisition is best done in a personal conversation, so significant sales force will be required. What we want to do here is that because this is an emotional thing, folks, this is a me-to-me. This is I always say that communication in my previous life is the transference of emotion. And, we really want to you got to talk to the people that you want to introduce this to. You got to tell them that you're excited about it. You got to share your emotional passion for this. I think for this to work, if you're just going to simply rely on a digital transfer of a message, I mean, it can be done, but I think you're in for a tougher road. The thing that I love the most about this, everyone, is the simplicity. It is, there's no revenue limits to this. It can be extremely lucrative. It can be very, someone wants to go out there and just bring a couple of people on board and just pay for their annual membership per year, you can do that. But if you want to have an unlimited revenue potential scenario, you can do that. And you don't need to be a mathematician to figure out the commission structure. It is dead simple. And I think the combination of the best attributes of traditional marketing, the best attributes of referral-based affiliate marketing, and the whole multi-tiered revenue aspect of network marketing combined into this new category that you're going to hear about is really, really, really refreshing.
Thank you, Ben. So I'm going to very quickly visit the two primary marketing models that we looked at. None of us that originally started this company are from the network marketing model. Or the network marketing industry. We've all done affiliate programs that all come from the corporate world as well. So when we looked at this, and then we were faced with the realization that when we tried to look at anonymous visitors and converting those, it's a very big deal. We're going to be talking about death, but it's more about joy of life. But initially, for the beta testing, we wanted to see if there was a conversion mechanism that was available online, and Ben had pointed to that perfectly. So what we said was, well, we need to have this massive sales force because we know one-on-one conversations are what this requires. It's a touchy subject. It's sensitive. And if you just put this online or put it on YouTube, they'd say, hey, just in case you die, why don't you do this? And people will buy it. And it's just not realistic. We have to have real conversations, knee-to-knee with people. You can't do that with an affiliate program. An affiliate program is what Adobe, SAP, Amazon, eBay would use. So if you have a 250,000 visitor blog and you have a link to it at the bottom that says buy Adobe Acrobat, click here to get it for $2.99. Somebody clicks on it, they buy it, you get a commission on that. And that's terrific because especially with software, it's a non-consumable product. So the margins are extremely high. You don't have to keep replenishing inventory. Therefore, there's an awful lot of room to pay commissions. So Adobe, for instance, would pay 31% commission on a $200 product. They also would permit, as does SAP and Shopify, eBay, second affiliates, sub-affiliates. And then you can get 10% of those sales as well by building a small affiliate team from there. And it worked very nicely. And you can only do that in software because, again, of the margins that you have inherent because you don't have to replenish an inventory. The problem, obviously, with affiliate program, well, number one, the money can be great, but you have to have a blog with 250,000 visitors a month. I don't have that. Most people don't. Therefore, the actual income, obviously, is at least to some degree limited. The nice thing about it generally is there's a little bit of training involved, but only a little bit. There's no purchase required for any of the inventory. Excuse me. And the only other negative to this is that there's no organic growth potential beyond you and your sub-affiliates. But again, the affiliate program works, but it's very limited, and it's only limited to people that have 250,000 audience members in their for their blog. Network marketing, transversely, has an immense consumer prospect base. Basically, anybody can do it. The team growth allows for unlimited income, and that's great because a lot of these ones go down 8, 10 tiers and do whatever you'd like, and that's wonderful. Generally, you don't need software expertise. There's plenty of community support, and there are no geographic limitations when you're talking about network marketing. You can build a team of 800,000. That's terrific, but it depends on the product, depends on the opportunity, and your capacity to actually build your team. So the negatives with network marketing, generally, and everybody knows this, is the high cost of entry and ongoing inventory purchases. It makes it a little bit prohibitive. There's an extended period sometimes before income is realized, and sometimes the compensation plans are a little bit confusing. Those are the cons. So what we do is the compound affiliate network. And if you say, well, I'm not familiar with the compound affiliate network, I can understand why, because we made it up. And what it is basically the wonderful things about those other two pieces slapped into one. So now I'm going to read this out for you point by point, because it's important that everybody gets all this. There's an immense consumer prospect base, as Ben had alluded to. There are, what I think, 1.1 billion people in the Western world, about 70% of whom are adults. There's 40 million new brides, new grooms, parents and grandparents. So the prospect base obviously is monstrous. There's no hard inventory to purchase. There's no hard inventory to sell. We're not stocking any of this stuff. It's a single product like Ben talked about. There's absolutely no training. By the end of this next 30 minutes, you'll probably be as trained as you need to be. The income is almost immediate. You sell, you get paid, no games. There's an unlimited income through team growth. So Tom will go into the actual structure a little bit later, taking that affiliate program and taking the 6 tiers of the network marketing program and moving those things together so that the economic burden, the financial burden is off of you, and you can actually have a real go at this. There's no licensing or entry other than a $20 annual admin. There's no expertise required. There's tons of community support, and there's no geographic limitations. It's nothing but pluses from this point. Glenn, if you could introduce the actual product to everybody, it would be greatly appreciated. This is Glenn Williams.
Thank you, Jeff. First of all, as you mentioned, the creation of the compound affiliate marketing, I got goosebumps and I want to join again. So on that note, so just I'm going to go through these kind of briefly and just add some stories, and I think that'll help drive this home for people. But members can create capsules and stuff online. So you're given 10 gigs of space, secure space online, and we'll talk more about that in the security and stuff. But if you can picture in your mind getting a little vault, an online vault, and you have the combination to that, and when you open that up, you have 10 individual capsules inside that vault. And you get to pull those out and individually populate them with pictures, videos, documents, whatever you like. Put them back, pull out the next one, do the same thing with that one, put it back, come back tomorrow, next week, whatever you like. You get to come and go as you choose as you're creating that. And we'll go to the next slide there. So the next slide, what this is explaining here is when someone joins this as a member or as an affiliate and or member, I'm going to use Mr. Smith as the example and stuff. So Mr. Smith becomes an affiliate and a member with ThoseILove. One of the first things he's going to do is assign 3 trustees. And the role of trustees in this, just you know, is they're not people who paid to join or anything like that. Those people are 3 people he knows, loves, and trusts. And the role of a trustee is to, at some point in time, after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, if Mr. Smith passes away, the role of a trustee is that 2 of the 3 have to contact ThoseILove and say, Mr. Smith has passed away, can you now release his capsules in the way and manner which Mr. Smith designed them to be released? And so on it goes. So we'll go to the next slide. So as getting access to this, of course, the ease of use, one of the things that I love is when you are logged into this, you're going to notice big time in the back office, once you're inside it, there are only 3 icons. So there's not much confusion, not much to be confused about. It's very easy to use. And you'll be able to, you know, upload and use this from any device, any tablet, anything that you're using. So some of the details, every moment, you know, unique capsules or members assign independent capsules, so you can put your son's name on one, your daughter's. If I had the time here to pull up my own site and stuff to show you, would see my 3 sons each have their own capsules and stuff. I've actually labeled one to put my last will and testament and all my legal documents and stuff inside that. And so by clicking on the assign, we'll bring up the member and that dedicated capsule. You can pull that up, look at the individual things inside that as they get organized and continue to add to it. You can even remove things if you like. And again, as I said earlier, you can come back, you know, tomorrow, the next day, pull out another new capsule, put another label on that, and away you go. It's that simple to use. Next one. So with this, I think I kind of covered the trustee thing. What I'm going to say now is I think I have a little story to share of a woman that we actually know, a woman I knew here in Ottawa, and I think this drives at home the use of this. And remembering, though, what Jeff said at the beginning, this is not about death. This is about legacy. This is about you saying what you want to say, when you want to say it, to who you want to say it. And we can share many, many stories about this, but I think a really good one to drive it home is a young woman here in Ottawa. Her name is Chrissy. And Chrissy was 36 years old and had a 10-year-old daughter, and no dad in the picture, single mom raising her child. About a year ago, Chrissy was fighting cancer and went into the hospital for an emergency. Something was going on. When she went in, they put her into emergency surgery. When she came out, they told her that she had a collapsed blood vessel in her neck. And they told her that we don't know how much time you have, it's days or weeks, but when that little clamp lets go, you've literally got 4 minutes to live. So for the next 2 months, Chrissy spent all that time having her mom and dad bring her stacks upon stacks of birthday cards, Christmas cards, Easter cards, whatnot, writing birthday cards for that little girl for years to come. He was also putting together a little package that said, Mom, when my little girl graduates high school, please give her this. And Mom, here's another package. When my little girl, if she ever gets married, please pass this to her. Chrissy was also very much into photography and had thousands of pictures on her website, on her laptop. And so she then created all kinds of envelopes and stuff. No one knows the relevance of all those pictures and who's in them. So she then created one for her ex-boyfriend, her mom, her sister, whoever, and she began to populate those. My thing that I like to drive home with people is, a year and a half ago, Chrissy was doing Those I Love without having Those I Love as a tool to use. So I think with that story alone, you can get the value, the emotional connection and the value of this product. And again, it's not about Chrissy passing away. It's about what she got to say and what she got to leave for those that she loves.
Yeah.
So with that, I'll pass it back to you, John.
I'm actually going to add one thing, and it's thank you for the story. It's one thing I'm going to add to that is what we've found after launching and after more beta testing over the last year or so, and then certainly with anybody who's online right now that has a membership, there is a change that happens where when you initially join, the thing that you have in your head is that this is going to be about my legacy and providing some comfort and clarity for my children, et cetera, or anybody that I love. What actually happens is once you start a capsule, there's actually an internal change. Ben mentioned it earlier. But as far as the new sense of appreciation that you have for the people in your life, once you actually start journalizing about a specific person in your life, it's not so much about that capsule, but about the perspective and the introspect that you suddenly got as it relates to defining that relationship. And I believe it does make you a better person. So Tom, if you want to go to the next slide, and Megan, I believe if you would be so kind as to expand on what we were just talking about.
Sure thing. So I'm going to touch a bit on our brand here and how we're going to move forward with the product. So as we've been talking about, when you boil everything down, what Those I Love is about those joyful moments in life that we want to remember and we want to discuss and pass along to those we care about. And to kind of wrap that all up into one sentence, we've come up with a slogan that's love every moment. And we believe that captures all of those ideas. So in the next 1 to 2 months, we're going to be tweaking our branding a little bit. So the tone and language that we use in our collaterals, in our help videos, etc., they're going to be focusing more on that theme of joy. And so along with that, there's going to be some color changes, some graphic changes to emphasize confidence and zest for life and all those good things that our product talks about. This also nicely fits in with some new features that we're going to be coming up with soon. And Catherine's going to be talking about our roadmap, and you'll see how this fits in with that.
Great. All right. So one of the big things that we're going to have on our roadmap is we really actually value listening to what our affiliates suggest and would like to see, and also our members as well. We're not going to be one of those companies that assume that you guys think the way that we think. So as part of this is, please give us suggestions. We've got a Q&A period later. Here are just some of the things that we have committed to doing and are on our roadmap. We're currently investigating to make sure we deliver a well thought out release and feature. So the first one is living capsules, and this gets to the whole brand. The idea is that these capsules can be used over and over again, with the delivery being at some point prior to your passing or after your passing, but not immediately upon your passing. The living capsules can be sent to recipients, for example, in the story, for her daughter on her wedding day. or on birthdays. And again, wedding day, you don't know exactly when that is. Birthdays, graduations, maybe even an undefined period of time when they just need some reminder. I know for me, I thought of this when it was my 5-year-old stepdaughter ended up being in a wheelchair for a little period of time, and she was amazing. She was so resilient, and I kept thinking, oh, I've got to do a journal or a scrapbook or something, and of course, I never had time, and so I thought about this, but this is the kind of thing that, whether she's 16 or 30 or 50, going through a really rough point in time in her life, I'd love that to be one of those memories in a living capsule that reminded her how resilient she is and that she can get through anything. So members will have the option of setting a specific date for each living capsule to be delivered or an event. Next one is our legacy capsule, which is public or maybe private, but to more than one individual. So it provides a place where members can store anything that they want seen by a large group of recipients. This feature, multiple recipients are named. It could include Facebook groups, local newspapers, or anyone else they would like to view in their legacy as they've assembled it. Next one, of course, to enhance this, which would have helped me back when I kept being on the road and never any time to journal, my actual paper scrapbook back at home would be a mobile app. So this will allow even more convenient access for our members. Photos, videos, and attachments can be pushed directly from your phone. So a lot of us, we take photos with our phone, but then you have to transfer it over to your computer before you upload it on the website. So this would provide you to be able to just upload it right there with the touch of a button. And of course, it will be every bit as secure. Next one is what we call Share the Love, and this is where members will be permitted to enter 5 email addresses or up to 5 email addresses to which an invitation will be sent. And this invitation will allow prospective new members to enjoy the same discount that the original member benefited from. So when they share the love, the recipients will be provided with a link to the sign-up page with the original affiliate code already populated into that discount account, which of course means that that discount will be applied and the membership will be applied to that original affiliate. Next one is gifting. So this is the ability for, on the landing page, anyone can purchase a gift membership for anyone. So in this case, I could purchase a gift membership for perhaps my parents. And the person receiving the gifted ThoseILove membership will be provided with specific instructions and a special message from the person who gave this gift as the subscription, perhaps describing a little bit more about it, how they found it useful for them. Credit card information will not be stored from the person who purchased the gift, and the new member will be prompted to enter new billing information about 1 month prior to the renewal date. The last one, but again, we have a bigger list and we're just evaluating and waiting to see, what seems to be the most popular. So the last one, which is actually quite high up on our priority list, is our affiliate back office feature enhancements or improved business intelligence. So this would provide greater visibility into tier performance so that you can support where necessary. So it will provide a comprehensive dashboard for you to see comparative performance by date, affiliate teams, individual affiliates, view performance projections based on historical sales, rate growth, etc. And we're actively working with a group of affiliates to determine what kind of reports will suit their needs and make sure the reports provide meaningful information that they can make decisions off of rather than just a whole bunch of numbers on the screen.
Perfect. Corey, my friend, can you tell everybody about the security that we're doing?
I would love to. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
So yes, my job at ThoseILove is basically to be zealous for guarding people's privacy and security, and for keeping those things secret that they intend to be secret, and safe that obviously they've entrusted us. And so we do that in 3 different ways. I would say the first way would be in our design decisions. That is, from the very beginning, we have taken the approach of filtering everything that is in our desires to add this feature or take this approach or to implement this tool, and filter it through the lens of, can this be done securely, and can we guarantee that that is safe and is up to the best practices and the latest security standards. And in everything from our choice of software that we use to build this on, Drupal, which is a very popular content management system, to how we manage our servers, Our intention and our that is our approach, our philosophy rather, is that everything that we do has the idea of security first. For user considerations, that is how members and affiliates and everyone interacts with the site. Of course, we've got the industry standards in SSL certificates have the highest classification of that as well. But we also do little things. So, for example, when you type in text, stories, if you use the password storage feature, those things are encrypted on the server. And so that even if someone could get access to the encrypted text, there's no way they could actually figure out what's going on with the real text. We use things such as expiring URLs. That is the link that you click on in order to look at the picture or the video. And it's just, again, one of those tools that the links expire. In other words, they have to be generated from our site and used immediately. Your browser has to access that information immediately. It can't be something that someone sneaks away and emails off to someone else, and then someone can come back a week later and see what you're doing. That just won't work in this type of a system. And again, it was all with being able to ensure that the information is safe and protected. One thing that was mentioned earlier or alluded to was the credit card information. As people make credit card payments, actually that information never touches our servers. It goes to the credit card processor. And so it's not information that we store. So it's, again, we're removing ourselves from the equation in that. And then the last area I would say is what our infrastructure and our development cycles are like. Our policies that we use in development and in administrating our servers exist to reinforce our security philosophy. We do things such as, for example, I've worked in other industries, and I can tell you that developers often have a scary amount of access to user data. We don't do that in our system. That is, our developers cannot access your data. We have a very limited, we enforce a policy of limited access. That is, only 2 people have access to the live servers at any time. And there are other people in this webinar, again, that are very active in the company, but quite frankly, they can't get to your data because they don't have the access permissions. And it is all going to, all of these decisions are made just to make sure that your data is safe. And the last thing is, I would say that we strive to keep up with the best practices, to know the latest in what's happening in web development. Quite frankly, if you're using the best practices from 5 years ago, you're definitely behind the times and your site's going to get hacked. So we don't want to do that. We want to stay up with the latest, and we want to continually stay up with the latest in practices, and for the purpose of, as I said, keeping the data secure. That's my job, and I'll hand it off. I believe, Tom, you're next.
I just want to interject with one point just to make it clear. First of all, Corey and I are the 2 people who do have the highest level of access. We still don't get to see your data. Your data is encrypted. None of us get to see it, you know. So just to be clear on that. And unlike a lot of companies, Corey takes security so seriously. I've been so happy working with him, as much as it can be frustrated because you have to really concern security. Oh, we can't do that yet, or oh, we need to spend an extra 2 months doing that to make sure it's secure. But I appreciate it all the time, and I'm sure that you and the members appreciate that too.
And I can tell you that the rest of the development team hiding in Corey's beard also appreciate it very much.
All right, let's get into the affiliate opportunity side of the conversation. It's been alluded to by Ben and Glenn and others, and some of this territory has already been covered, so I'll go through quickly. One of the important things, like what's the difference in our approach versus traditional multi-level marketing or network marketing? Because it's a software-based service, one of the key aspects is there's no inventory for you to order. There's no shipments of products to your house. There's no storage in your garage. You don't buy a product at a wholesale price and then mark it up and then sell it to others. So there's no cash outlay on your part. There's no expensive starter kit that is very, very common in the industry. We just have a very nominal admin fee that we charge annually just to cover some of the costs of administrating commissions and so on. It's a family-focused service with a very, very large market that, as has been mentioned, continues to renew as people go through particular events in their life and as they get older. One of the advantages of being an affiliate is there's special affiliate pricing. So, in fact, the price that our affiliates offer to their customers, those that become members, is actually at a discount to what you see on our website. It's discounted by a third. So there's a tremendous value in having members interact with an affiliate and become a customer through an affiliate as opposed to just going through our website. And the service itself offers real value and solves a need that we think you can proudly represent. So the perfect member prospect, parents, grandparents, you can be married, single, or divorced. It's really anyone who has close family ties, they've got loved ones. It opens up a world of opportunity. We do find that there's a particular profile or demographic that seems to more likely to become a member. So broadly between, say, the ages of 35 and 65, whether they have kids or they have grandkids. It's almost like those that have insurance. So if you're of the age, if you're of the particular stage in your life where you think life insurance makes sense, then this product probably makes sense as well. But we've had interest from those that are younger that want to leave a message and legacy for their parents, and we've had those that are older that want to do the same. So it's, as mentioned before, it's a very broad market. So as an affiliate, and if you're going to grow your network, it's a very straightforward process. Anyone over 18 can become an affiliate on your team. The standard process that we use is you send a link to somebody that you think is going to be a valuable member. They click on the link, follow through to the website. Your unique affiliate ID code auto-populates on that affiliate sign-up page, and they fill out the necessary information to pay their admin fee. If they want to become a member at that time, they can. So it's a very, very simple process, and then they automatically get added to your affiliate team. The way that we've structured it is that the affiliate network that you can build is 6 tiers deep, which includes yourself. We'll get into some specifics, and I'll give you an example, some examples of what that actually means from a monetary standpoint. But fundamentally, the more affiliates on your team, the more potential for member sales, the more potential income. We are a membership-driven organization. Our commission structure is membership-driven. We don't, we haven't structured our business based on recruitment, which has come under intense scrutiny from various regulatory agencies. So we're membership-driven. Our affiliates need to be prepared to drive membership activations, and we pay accordingly. So from our perspective, we think it's important to support our affiliates that are in the field. We're very active in social media. We'll continue to build our brand and our presence. The more exposure we have, the easier, potentially you may end up with opportunities where people already know who ThoseILove is before you even talk to them. Right now, we're a new company, so we're relying on your expertise to put us in front of people. But as our marketplace presence grows, your job is only going to get easier. Affiliates can use social media. It's been mentioned, I think it was Ben that mentioned that social media is a possibility, but really this is a face-to-face, person-to-person conversation because of the nature of the service. It's very personal. And that's one of the reasons, actually it's the primary reason, that we recognize that affiliates were going to be our best way to get into the market and get the value of our service in front of potential members. So I'm going to run through some compensation. This is actually going to be very straightforward because the compensation plan is designed to be simple. So traditionally, if any of you on the call have network marketing or multi-level marketing background, then you're very familiar with the complexity and the difficulty in understanding exactly how you're going to get paid. Is it achievable? What do I need to do in order to get to the next level? How do I get the next bonus? It becomes a very kind of complicated matrix to navigate through. So what we've done is keep it as simple as possible. So we have a 6-tier affiliate team structure, which I'll show you visually shortly. We pay commission on every member sold, whether you sold it or whether it was sold by one of the affiliates within your team, or even if it was sold by us through some of the features, and I'll explain to you what that means. So it's a transparent commission structure. You'll always know if you're getting paid fairly, and if you're getting paid correctly. It's easy to understand. You can earn income immediately, and you can continue to grow. So the graphic here is more for representation. Don't take it too literally because your circumstance could dramatically change. So, for example, we have you as the top affiliate adding 5 members. Well, we don't restrict you to 5 members. You could add 10, you could add 20, but we just wouldn't be able to fit the graphic on the page. So you get paid $10 for every new member that you add. You get paid $10 for every new member brought on by any of your affiliates that are anywhere within your 6 tiers. So it doesn't matter at what level they are. Every time somebody at a lower tier sells, then commissions are paid all the way through the affiliate team. We pay $10 commission for any new members that are the result of referrals from existing members. So those referrals are going to happen without your involvement. So it becomes hands-off commission for you. You also get paid $10 for any of those trustees. If you remember the way we structure this service, every member assigns 3 trustees, and then 2 of them need to inform us if the member passes on. Well, those trustees, when they accept the invitation to become a trustee, then they have the opportunity to become a member, which is driven internally by our own system. And if they become a member, because your affiliate ID affiliate ID is tagged to all of those links, you will automatically get paid commission if trustees become members. And extremely importantly, we pay the same $10 commission anytime any of the members that were the result of these steps, these first 4 steps, anytime those members renew. So we have an annual subscription. It automatically renews unless they tell us they don't want it to continue to renew. So when those renewals happen a year from now, you get paid exactly the same commission for all of those membership renewals. This is just a quick slide on what I'll call the hands-off commissions. So a member will invite 3 trustees. As I mentioned, each of those trustees has the opportunity to become a member. If they do become a member, that's a commissionable sale for you. Catherine mentioned the share the love function that is in our roadmap. This share the love function will allow members to invite 5 people. They can invite whoever they wish, but we expect they'll be friends and family. So if those invitations result in memberships, then those are also commissionable. So those are all system driven. Those happen in the background. There's really no intervention on your part, and you get paid the same $10 commission rate. This is a quick slide on the power of compounding growth. I've gone through most of it. The most important piece of this is that if you have the same level of activity year to year, the members that were onboarded in year 1, the majority of those are going to renew. That becomes your base for what happens in year 2. So you're going to get paid renewals on what you did in year one, and then you have your same level of sales and affiliate activity, or even you amplify that as you continue to grow your affiliate base. So your commission continues to grow year after year. It's not like you keep having to start over. And because the service auto renews, it's not like you have to keep going back and selling them more coffee or makeup or what have you. Once they sign up, it auto renews, and it generates commissions. So I'm going to quickly jump out of this and jump into, if I can move this bar out of my way, into this. So standard disclaimers apply. None of the numbers here that you will see here are guarantees of what you will earn, because earnings are dependent on your skill and activity in building your affiliate base, with our support, of course, and driving new member sales. So we have a requirement of 3 members for each affiliate. As I said, our business does not grow based on recruitment. We don't pay commission based on recruiting, which is the same as any other legitimate network marketing company. So since we're membership driven, we have an expectation that each affiliate will be able to bring on 3 members. One of those members can in fact be yourself, which should be a fairly straightforward sale. So if we assume as a bare minimum that every affiliate that joins your team will in fact bring on 3 members, let's just start with 3. These are our 6 tiers. You are the first tier. On 10. You actively support, you bring on quality people, and you end up with a very large number. And I'm sure Ben and Glenn, who've been in the network industry for a while, have seen some network affiliates make very, very large paychecks because they're good at what they do. They know that driving affiliate growth means more members, and more members means more commissions. So I don't want to set the expectations that everybody's going to make $5 million, but even
$3 million is more reasonable. Yeah.
If you want to make $3 million, that's fine. If you want to start and then quit, which we don't recommend, you can also make a few dollars, but we obviously don't recommend that. So.
Glenn and Ben, what can I ask real quick? Sorry, Tom. What numbers have you seen as it relates to being realistic as far as trends and projections from other affiliates and yourselves? Could you offer that?
I think there's a few. Sorry to jump in first, Ben, but I'm younger and better looking than you.
He's neither.
There's a couple of trends we're seeing, and I think one, Jeff, is actually stemmed from you. And the simplicity of this business is that if you think that you have to get 3 members, you can be one of them, but you get 3, so 2 outside of yourself. And then if you, over time, find 10 people that understand and love this business, and then if you just help them find 10 more. So if they get a mindset of going, okay, I'm going to spend the next few months helping 10 friends, look at this, understand it, and participate. And they find 3 members each, of course, one of them being themselves. And if that gets duplicated, I think that is unbelievably a simple duplicatable thing. So if you just go 10s all the way down. Now, of course, we know this is not going to happen next week, next month, but we also think if you tell 10 and explain it to them and help them, not lead them, but help them find 10, then you could expect that they might want to do the same thing, having a look at those numbers. So we find that's a very, very realistic thing to look at. Again, not going to happen overnight, but incredibly possible. But the number that gets thrown out when I ask people, how many people do they think they can find?
Yeah.
How many do you think? We get everything, of course, when you're talking to the network marketers, which we've talked to lots of them who can't believe this opportunity, that spit out numbers like 80, 100, 150, or even more. But we try to dumb them down to, let's start with 20. Let's just start with 20 and see where it goes. And that's been the sort of the norm so far. And you end up with the kind of numbers that you see on the screen now.
Yeah. Ben, do you have anything to offer to that?
Yeah, just real quick. You know, I think everybody knows in network marketing, or those that have been involved in network marketing, that you know, the numbers are outrageous at the top end of the company. The thing that people have trouble with network marketing is that, you know, only a small percentage of people make the big money. And I think what's different about this particular opportunity is because it's such a mainstream service with really low cost barrier and barriers to entry and so on, and such an emotional product, I think that will change. But Tom, bear with me a little bit if you can go through the scenario real quick. Mm-hmm. Let's use that power of 10 scenario, and let's say we did get 10 on the second level, and let's say that, you know, it starts to water down from that, because that's typically what starts to happen, right? So let's say it's not 10, and let's say it goes to 9, and then 8, and then 7, and 6. Just I want to show you what happens when you do that, and still how this number is absolutely outrageous. And, you know, whether you want to put this in or play with this yourself, everybody, and if it goes 10, 8, 5, 4, or 5, it is up to you. The great thing about this particular new affiliate, compound affiliate market model is that it relies on the basic fundamentals of, you know, it's performance based. If you do nothing, you will make nothing. But if you really want to go out there and have an unlimited revenue potential scenario, you can do this with a platform that doesn't cost a lot of people a lot of money to get involved, and that they emotionally by nature want to share with everybody anyway. So I think it's really, really unique in its offering, and I think it's unlimited. And I think you're going to get a lot of people that just want to get 10 folks to pay for their membership you know, every year, and you're going to get a bunch of other people that want to do a bit more than that. And you're going to get a bunch of people that want to do a whole lot.
Yep. I'm going to offer one thing.
Just for fun in the whole thing, Mr. Ben Farella, you're not going to have 10 on your second level. You're not going to have 20. How many people, just for fun, will you have on your second level, Ben, by the end of next year?
Oh my goodness! I'm at the end of my second level. I would say there's going to be at least a few hundred.
And I'm going to offer one thing too, and just this is from the formerly outside perspective, somebody who's never been in network marketing. But when we started doing some due diligence, and not that there aren't a lot of really good network marketing companies, the one thing that we saw over and over and over is rather pervasive, was the inability for people to truly succeed. And I can't quote exact numbers of how many people succeed, don't, et cetera, for that industry, not this compound affiliate network. And it all wrapped around three things. The strength of the product, typically. We know that we have that. Number two was the cost of entry, or forced purchase of inventory, et cetera. You'd get into the $800, $1,200, $2,000. It's extremely difficult. Now, sometimes it's a great opportunity that you're buying into, and that's fantastic. The way that you eventually earn money in typical traditional network marketing is by expanding your teams. So by nature, the higher the cost of entry it is, the more difficult it is to expand your team. So by moving things around and taking that $20 or the cost of entry and making it only $20, suddenly the greatest barrier for you to actually expand and for your first affiliate team to expand is now gone. So the ability to actually grow your team now is legitimate because there isn't this massive financial burden. And I think that's the one thing that we wanted to concentrate on, that we wanted to take, again, the affiliate marketing model and the network marketing model and get rid of the icky stuff. And this is what we ended up with. So when you look at those numbers on the model, in the matrix, they're legitimate and they're doable because there isn't this cost of entry. So if anybody else wants to add into that, but otherwise, I think everybody gets the model.
Yeah, that's, I think, Jeff, I guess to reiterate, that is the big thing. And the numbers of people that succeed in network marketing and stuff is low. It's low. You know, a lot of people can make a little extra money. And you can't beat people up for, well, I just wanted to make a few hundred extra a month or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
But to reach those other levels, it is incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
And you guys, to give kudos back to you again, have turned this on its head and made this possible for anyone.
Good. Thank you.
That's the end of the formal presentation piece. We're open for some questions. If there's a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, so if there's something you want to ask, feel free to open that up and type in a question.
Ben, while we're waiting for the questions, can I get you to offer any kind of final thoughts because you started us off?
Yeah.
Is something you'd like to do?
I'd love to, Jeff. You know, I'm just so blown away by what you guys have put together here. It's just an absolute, again, an honor to be involved in this. But let me try to distill this down for everybody listening. And, you know, there's so much for you to take in tonight. And I don't know if we've done it justice or not, but I implore you to go to ThoseILove.com and take a peek around and get a sense of it. But let's just go through it real quick here. Number one, is this something that people need and want? And I think tonight we've demonstrated to you that there is an absolute massive need. People are storing digital product everywhere for hopes of relaying it to someone down the road, and the ability to do that safely in an easy, simple way with a personalized message attached to it is absolutely phenomenal. The sustainability of this particular model, I think, is dependent on the engagement. And you know what I heard tonight about the mobile app and the ability to have a till app where people are going to actually be able to, within seconds, hit their till app, hit their capsule for their son, daughter, loved one, store that image, add a personal message within seconds, go back and edit it later for whatever purpose, whether it's event driven or not, is amazing. The third thing, as Jeff just alluded to, the ease of not only just using the service and product, I think has been demonstrated tonight, and believe me, it is Lego, Toys R Us. But the ease to get involved that Jeff got involved, or that Glenn talked about, that low cost, that, you know, the very limited barrier to entry is phenomenal. The uniqueness of this new category, I got to tell you, I think it's brilliant. It's when the SUV came out years ago, that new category blew up, and I think this is a new category that takes the very best of traditional affiliate and network marketing. You know, Jeff said the icky stuff. No positions and no expensive international conventions and no stigma and boats and cottages in Cabo and all that kind of stuff. I think it just feels right and it's comfortable, and I think it's something that we can all get involved with. And can you make money? Well, you can. I mean, again, we don't want to be the ones here talking tonight about making millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, you may make a few $100s, or you might make a few thousand, or you can make whatever it is that you want depending on your effort. And it's our opinion that that's the right thing to do. And I think this is the kind of platform that allows that. And before I just close it off is, you know, if you really, before the question and answers, if you really want to get started in this, talk to your upline affiliate, talk to the individual that invited you, let them walk you through some of the things that you didn't hear tonight. You need to understand the category, you need to understand the service offering that we have. And then it's about creating a list of people that you think would like this as much as you do. And we'll show you ways of how you can introduce this in a person-to-person way, getting them involved in future webinars so that they can get the balance of the information that they need is really the path forward. But I'd like to close with this. Picture yourself a year or two down the road, having introduced this to 10 or 10 or 20 or 30, 40 people who did exactly the same. And that matrix that Tom showed you could become quite a reality. So I think it's tremendously exciting, and I look forward to the questions that come forth. And I know Glenn maybe wants to do a 30-second wrap up.
Thank you, Ben. I will try to stick to 30 seconds. I think just the only thing I would add to it is, you know, I've been in network marketing myself for years. I've done well in it, you know, reached top pay levels of company and stuff, and love it, love the industry. But I have had people say to me time and time again, with this product, with this opportunity, when I'm all finished, all said and done, my big thing to them is I'll turn my laptop to them and say, are you ready to join us on this journey? And they get started. And when we're all wrapped up and get, you know, putting the things back in the bag, ready to leave the coffee shop or wherever you are, I've had 5, 6 times now somebody look me in the eye with emotion and say to me, I really want to thank you for thinking of me in this opportunity. And that's a big difference from the other stuff that's going on out there. That's huge.
Thank you, Glenn. Both
Well
of
said.
you. Megan, are there any questions that we can start answering for people?
Absolutely. We've got some good ones. So the first one we have from Bobby. Can someone be an affiliate without being a member?
Yes. I'll take that question myself if you don't mind. It's very simple. This has to do with compliance. Some affiliates that are aligned with us now know how strict we are with compliance. We won't skirt any laws. Some are familiar with some issues, and Tom alluded to it as well. That there are some companies that are a little bit loose with restrictions, regulations. Wherever we are operating, you will never see us do anything that isn't compliant with law. The FTC and Canada Competition Bureau is very strict. Some people play with it as far as gray area, but also just for the purposes of ethics. You do not have to be a member to be an affiliate. You do not have to be an affiliate to be a member. We recommend it. We would submit that since you are required to get 3 memberships in the first 6 months anyway, that, yeah, one of them to yourself, as Tom had said, is probably a good idea, probably not a difficult sell, and you're getting commission on the sale that you made to yourself. So to answer the question a little bit shorter, no, you do not have to be both.
Follow up on that, I see a question from Dawn asking about the pricing to become an affiliate. So becoming an affiliate is the $20 admin fee. Becoming a member is either $120 or $80 if you have an affiliate sponsor code. So you do only need, if you just want to become an affiliate, it's only $20 annually.
Yep. Perfect. Megan, is there another one you want to choose?
Sure.
Sure.
So this is another one from Bobby. What is the timeline that affiliates will have to find their 3 members?
We're in the middle of conversing about that. Tom, I'll let you discuss that if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. We haven't landed on a timeline. 3 is not a big number, so we think that 3 months is probably fair, but we haven't written that into our formal terms, but we will shortly. I mean, basically, you need to, you're not obligated to, as Jeff said, but you could sell one to yourself, and I'm sure there would be either friends, relatives, or others that would be more than happy to store their legacy. So we're not going to be we're not going to be unreasonable about it, but we're a membership-driven company, and we also have compliance requirements for membership. So we're going to make it a requirement.
Yeah, and it's a good question, Bobby, because if you consider that you can build a first affiliate team of 20, each of whom builds an affiliate team of 20, each of whom builds an affiliate team of 20. If there are no member sales, you know exactly what you've made, which is 0. We don't make any profit from that $20 admin fee. Nobody makes a recruiting commission from that $20 fee. As Tom had said, this is a customer acquisition company, but 3 is a very reasonable number. $80 a year is a really reasonable price. What else we got? Megan?
We've got a couple different questions all relating to the idea of timelines. So for, the share the love feature, mobile apps, that kind of thing. Do you have any?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So that one I'm going to give a non-answer, but a promise for an answer soon. We actually have got everyone here, and we've got a strategic planning session tomorrow. We're going to spend all day and go through and figure out our priorities behind the roadmaps. And really, we've done a lot of pre-work in talking to different affiliates and members and prospective members about those features. So we've got a whole bunch of brainstorming stuff and a whole bunch of real information from them. But tomorrow's really when we're going to be sitting down and working through things. So I probably expect we're going to be putting up our sort of 12-month roadmap within the next 2 months. So stay tuned. We'll be in touch with an actual timeline.
Can we give a basic update in the next week or two? Nothing promised, but as far as just the basic outline? Okay.
Absolutely. Keep in mind, we'll just give some sort of rough priorities. Again, when I get back to the whole thing about how security is absolutely the key.
Yeah.
Some of these things we could bang out and have to within the next couple of months if we didn't care about security.
Yep, that's true. And actually, so everybody has context too. And Catherine had brought this up, and Corey and everybody else in development was doing a mobile app. We could throw $20,000 at it and have it done in 2 weeks, and so what? It's not a big deal. This system is not about the basic functionality of add something to a capsule sits there and it gets delivered. It's all the stuff in between and all the security protocols that have to be adhered to, 256-bit encryption from every spot going all over this place to every server. If that can't be emulated emulated into a mobile app utility, then we're not going to do it until we can do that. Because we're selling security, we're promising security. So, Catherine, stop me if you think that I'm misspeaking at all.
No, this is exactly right. And I can tell you we can do it. It's just more the timelines on it. One of the things that we do is anytime we architect any new feature, we have our architecture has to go through a thorough review process and get vetted by security specialists. Once we actually get our demo, basically our beta product, we actually get hackers to go through and try to hack them. And we give, good incentives for them on that and make sure we get the security analysts. We make sure we have our compliance on any of the financial sides. These things are so valuable and important and critical. They also take a lot of time.
Perfect. Okay, Megan, is there another question?
Okay, JC asks, will there be a short 3 to 6 minute video created for affiliate recruitment?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave that with Megan.
Yes, we're going to be doing up some videos, affiliate recruitment, all kinds of things, different supporting videos. We're going to have it all. So,
yeah, the timeline right now, if I can speak, Megan, I know that we just had a meeting about this. The original, a new brand video is expected in the next 2 weeks. A new, correct me if I'm wrong, the member demo walkthrough is 3 to 4 weeks. Does that sound right? And then an affiliate recruiting video that you can all use. We're probably, what are you looking at that? Probably 2 months, 6 weeks? You tell me. Us.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. All right.
Okay, here's one from Tabitha. I'm wondering if someone signs up as a member for year 1 and then does not renew in year 2 and then wants to renew again like a year after that, will their capsules be saved to go back to?
Tom, why don't you take that? You know the answer.
Yeah. We save everything for a year just in case people change their mind.
That answers it.
Affiliates will not receive commission if we do not receive payment.
So in that case, if the person reactivated their membership, would the commission then sort of keep going through from that point?
Yeah, they're on hold for a year. So if they restart, we'll start paying commissions again.
As long as their membership was still there, even though they were inactive, they can't sign up under a different affiliate. So yes, it would still go to that original affiliate. If 3 or 4 years later, then they have an opportunity to sign up brand new.
Yep. Yeah, and here's it's kind of to put things in context. If you know that you're going to be due commissions, why you wouldn't renew and pay your $20 admin fee, I don't know, but it's a great question. But
yeah, it was actually about members.
Was it members? I thought it was affiliate. Okay.
Here's one from Bobby. How can you guarantee the company will be here in 30 years? We can't, nor can any company. 30 years is a long time. What we can commit to doing is, as we structure the company to operate at a profit. So it's a sustainable model for our affiliates and for our company. If there is a change, if there is a company sale, if there's a merger, if something, some business-related change happens in the future, members are fully able to download their content, so they won't lose anything, or they can continue to stay on board with whoever the new partners that we've aligned ourselves with, or new owners, or we fully expect to be operational for a long period of time. So it's not will we be operational 30 years from now. If you're trying to make people comfortable with becoming a member is that we have a sustainable business, but they can always get access to their content.
You know what? Can I just jump in there? Because I asked this question early on, and I think there may be another perspective to it. And I think people that want to do this and create another revenue stream for themselves in a business and move forward are wondering what happens, in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 30 years. And I think one of the things that people have to understand about this is software. And there's not a ton of cost associated with this. There's no big bricks and mortar and executive management marketing team, and there's not a ton of costs here. And what he means about building a sustainable, profitable model, it'd be very, very, very difficult for these guys to lose money. So the sustainability is inherently built into the design of the model. So I think that was really encouraging to me and gave me a ton of comfort. And Jeff, I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot, but I asked a question: what would happen if it was sold, and how do you protect my revenue stream for a few years? Could you comment on that?
Well, yeah, and I would submit that. And yeah, thanks again.
That was intentional. Thank you.
I know. Thank you. Any company that has a willingness, any suitor who's looking at this company, first of all, the company is not for sale. There is no exit strategy. The company is not for sale. If we were ever to be acquired, the one thing that the company would be purchasing as much as anything else is not just the technology or the brand or the goodwill, but the distribution model. Because without the distribution model and the capacity to actually have knee-to-knee, eye-to-eye sales with this monstrous sales force, which is required because of the nature of the product, without that model and without that sales force, the balance of it really is, I'm not going to say unvaluable, but it certainly decreases in value significantly, where any suitor that does due diligence would look at this as an entire package, because without any of those three things, the goodwill and brand, the technology, and the model, which includes the distribution force, the other two just can't stand. So
yeah. The value is tremendously increased by the nature of the team-based sales approach that we've taken.
Yeah.
So anyone would be foolish to ignore that.
Yeah.
That is the model, and that's why, Jeff, you are one of those I love.
Oh, wow. Can we mute him?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Megan, do we have another question?
We do. Marcel asks, who is our competition?
Yeah, it's a great question. Tom, you've done most of the due diligence on that.
Well, it depends on the perspective you want to take as far as competition. There's direct competition and indirect competition. The indirect competition right now would be storing files on a computer hard drive that has risks of crashing and losing your data, or putting letters in a safe deposit box, which is expensive and inflexible, or doing nothing because you're not exactly sure how to pass on those pictures, videos, and letters. You want to, but you don't have a vehicle to do it. So that's our main competition, is that people don't have a way of doing what it is we give them the tools to do. There are a number of services that will allow you to save photos and then pass them along to family members. I've looked at them extensively. They do not have the inherent security that we've built into our application. Most of them don't do video because video is complicated and hard. There's a few that are not based in North America, but it's not necessarily about the competition. It's about how we've been able to go to market and take advantage of a very large qualified affiliate sales force.
Yeah.
That is really key to our success because of the nature of the service, the personal conversations that need to happen. It doesn't mean that it can't be sold online. As we grow and mature, then our affiliates will have opportunities. I mean, they can post on Facebook now if they wish, but it's really the nature of the personal conversations that's going to drive it for the foreseeable future. So as far as competition, You can put stuff in Dropbox and write the password down somewhere and hope somebody finds it if you want. But
Jeff, I'd love to say something about that personal connection. I met with a woman today about two and a half hours before this webinar started, and she was actually an owner of a network marketing company in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, got the value of this in a big way. And she said to me, the thing you're selling is emotion. And that's it. That's the real thing we're sharing, right? So that's the biggest valuable thing we've got here.
yeah, and that's hard to do on the internet. It's hard to communicate that.
Exactly. What else we got, Megan?
We have a couple questions about being able to market this product overseas and in the US and the timeline surrounding that.
Okay, I'll start it and then invite whomever to hop in and complete. The long story short, I'd alluded earlier, I think a couple of us did, about our unwillingness to skirt laws and play games. This is a legitimate company with a bunch of people who have integrity. Wherever we operate, we'll be doing so completely legally and always in compliance with the local laws. The U.S. is upcoming. Shortly after that will be South America, the Caribbean, and Europe are where we're looking at next, including the UK. Right now, the US, there are just a few little things, including absolute FTC compliance. Tom is overseeing that, but I guess, am I safe, Tom, in just saying we're getting very close and we'll give notice when we're a little bit closer?
You're safe to say that we're pursuing it aggressively.
Okay.
All right. Question here.
I would like to, if I can throw out, it is actually possible for someone in another country to purchase a membership.
Good point, Corey. Thank you.
It's the issue of them being able to purchase an affiliateship yet, but that is not yet available. But the actual, if they want to become a member and use the product, they can do that at this point.
Yeah, great point. Nice catch.
So Jeff, I'll add to that then, just to save any confusion, because there are a few Americans on here tonight with us.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody signs up as a
Myself
member,
included.
This is.
if let's say somebody in the Minneapolis area or the South Dakota area decided that they wanted to take the membership now,
Yep.
When it comes time to sign up the affiliate part of it,
Yep.
how do they still get placed where they need to get placed?
Well, and that's actually a really good question. I think from the political side, we would ask that they hold off.
Yeah.
That would be the easy answer, but I'm going to ask Corey and Catherine if they want to chip in, if there's ways around that, and is it worthwhile, or was your preference to just ask others to be patient with their memberships if their intention is to become an affiliate?
Before they jump in, I would just, I'm in agreement. That's what I wanted you to say, because
Okay.
it's just a matter of waiting. Don't put the cart before the horse. Let's just do what we need to do.
Okay, and I'm sure Corey and Catherine appreciate not even having to address that. Okay, Catherine or Megan.
We have a question from Andre. If a potential affiliate asks for proof that our matrix was approved by the government, what can we give them?
If you could repeat the question, just so I got it perfectly.
Yeah. So if a potential affiliate is asking for proof that our commission matrix was approved by the government, do we have something we can share to prove that? Okay,
a commission matrix isn't approved by the government. It's a good question. I understand, I think, where he's going with it. The commission matrix itself, it isn't something that's subject to approval. Commission matrix, any company can pay whatever they want in commissions for any product sold, which is exactly what we're doing. So the commission matrix is based on membership sales and membership sales only. It's commission against actual revenue as a result of sales. Now, I think where he was trying to go with the question, and maybe he could do a follow-up question to confirm, I suspect he's asking about the model. Yeah. So what we've effectively done is a little bit unusual in that we are so, I'll use the term anal, about wanting to do everything compliant wherever we operate. We took the unusual step of actually engaging with the Government of Canada, the Competition Bureau, provided them with all documentation as relates to business plan, commission structure, everything about this model that we created, the compound affiliate network model. And we do have a letter from Canada Competition Bureau saying, yes, you are a legitimate business. This is not a pyramid scheme. You're not subject to 7.1, 7.2, et cetera, et cetera. So the long story short is we do have an actual legal opinion from Canada Competition Bureau that we can make available for anybody who wants it. Tom, do you want to relate to that?
Is it possible to at some point have that posted in the back office?
Legally and philosophically, I'm not sure how Canada Competition Bureau feels about that. They have said that we can share this. I don't know if they intended for that to be necessarily publicly.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it is public.
I don't know if we can use it as a marketing tool. So I think our best course would be to ask them.
Yeah. And if somebody wants it in the interim, we can certainly quote from it confidently, where they specifically cite that this is legitimate business. This is not doesn't fall into 7.1, 7.2, et cetera, we can actually quote directly from that with absolute confidence and cite the department and the director's name. We'd have no problem with that.
I'm sure a lot of us are checking our text messages and stuff as we're doing this tonight, and I just thought I'd add that somebody that was on the webinar got off the webinar so they could register.
Oh, that's great. Good. Good.
So we'll take it as a takeaway to go back and see what we can do about providing something to the affiliates to prove.
Yeah,
And
I think it's a good idea.
We'll get back to you guys with an answer on that.
Yeah, we've got a note. I've got a note here to contact Canada Competition Bureau, get authority to actually publish that, because I do think, and it's actually a fantastic question, and it goes into the how do I know you're going to be here 30 years from now. You look at a company like Avema, which was skirting all sorts of laws, and they got shut down rightfully for doing some things that maybe they shouldn't have been doing, and that applies to a lot of them. And our position is, if the Federal Trade Commission in the U.S. and Canada Competition wants to get more and more and more strict with those companies that are skirting laws or playing games, or I'll call it pyramid marketing, go ahead, shut them down, because the more that stigma goes away, the more legitimate structured companies can thrive. And we're in a great place. So that doesn't scare us. But does that help?
So Jeff, I guess, you know what, from the network marketing side of it, Vima was shut down, and it's as simple as this. If they had, 10,000 members or 20,000 or 100,000 members, they had the exact same amount of customers.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's a self-consuming thing, which of course they look at as a pyramid or as a scheme.
Yep.
So which is our great 3 customers?
Exactly. And they were also, and not just them, but there are other companies that do flash the Lamborghinis, like Ben was talking about. That's just not smart. Not everybody wants to do that. We're never going to go to that place. We have the good product, and we have the proper model, an incredibly impressive model, and an extremely lucrative commission model. We don't have to play games and sell this lifestyle of Bentleys and cottages. Just for people who are intelligent, can understand the product and the value, and can do math, this won't be difficult for you to completely grow your affiliate team.
Plus, I'm a Porsche guy.
Megan, do we have more? I'm glad. Thanks to everybody for all the questions. This is great.
Yeah, we've got lots of questions, actually.
Okay.
Let's see. Tabitha asks, if I put my will into a capsule, will it still be considered a legal document?
Okay. I'm gonna answer this first, because we got asked that in Ottawa at our official launch about a month ago. You know what? I'm gonna put Ben on the spot, since he put me on the spot earlier. Ben, what's the answer to that question? He wasn't listening.
Yeah, well, I think that, no, I was totally listening, Jeff. I'm just answering questions of texts of people that can't get their questions answered online here.
Fantastic.
This is just a repository for the legal document. The legal document has its own legal constrictions and laws and so on. So the legal document is defined as legal by how it is prepared in the first place. This is just a document that you happen to have stored on ThoseILove. So if someone has an illegal will and it is stored on ThoseILove, then it is illegal.
Yeah.
I think there's no other way to answer it but that.
Perfect. Well done. Okay, go back to your answering questions. Go ahead, Megan.
Right. Let's see. Mike asks, can members buy additional storage space?
Tom.
Not yet, but it's something we're going to monitor. We've given 10 gigs of space, which is pretty generous. But video is more and more common, so we're going to monitor our member usage, and if we need to offer a premium storage package or some other option, we will.
Hey, here's a quick question for Catherine or Corey. How many movies from Netflix would it take to equate to 10 gigs?
From Netflix?
Or
That's not the best example. That's not the best example.
Depends on how long the movies are. I guess around 5, because probably about 1.5 to 2 gigs.
Okay.
In a Netflix movie, but it also depends. That's assuming one of the highest resolutions.
Yep.
You could easily get, and that's the full length movies, so it could easily be 10, 15.
Okay, so if you're,
hours.
What's that?
It's multiple hours worth, and again at the highest quality, as Catherine said. So.
Okay. So it takes an awful lot, I guess is the point.
You'd have to be definitely a power user, but we'll see.
And one of the things that we have is we actually, again, we can't see any of your data, but we actually have a report that lets us know if anyone's getting to the 70% and then 80% of capacity. And if we ever get people who are getting past 80%, then we'll certainly look at options and what makes sense from a pricing standpoint to offer additional data storage.
Yeah, and we're not going to just shut them down and say, hey, you've reached your limit. See ya.
Yeah.
Megan?
All right. Question from Fraser is asking if we have a strategy to make sure that older software products, say in 30, 40, 50 years, like is Microsoft Words, like are people still going to be able to open those things? What is our strategy for making sure that the files that are uploaded can still be accessed? I have
a sense this is from Fraser Hardy, who is is an extremely bright guy. And a fellow developer and a colleague of Catherine's and Corey's, and I'm glad that he asked the question. And obviously, we're going to have to defer.
I think Fraser should start a company that will guarantee people access to old documents.
I agree. Catherine and Corey, is there a good answer for that?
Sure, I can try. The answer to that is actually the industry itself is halfway taking care of that for us, in that is actually a big push now that people are saying we need to preserve the ability to open old file formats and run old programs and such as that. So on one hand, as I said, the industry is helping out. If it's proprietary software, we can't necessarily do that ourselves. However, most of the formats, like for example DocX or XLSX or those types of files, are fortunately very well documented now, and there's plenty of programs now that exist, not just, for example, Word, but LibreOffice, OpenOffice, and there's even more that already exist in the open source world that can handle and process those files. So on one hand, we're not saying no. We're not saying we're going to take up the torch and try to perpetuate all of these old programs, because that's not what we're good at. What we're good at is the security. But we're saying the technology and the state of the industry is such that there are people who are good at it and who are doing that because it is of importance to enough people.
Thank you.
All right, I have a question from Brent, kind of relating to how affiliates are allowed to build their affiliate team.
Mm-hmm.
He's wondering if he had, say, 5 family members, can he have them kind of sign up under each other, building down instead of across?
Yeah, this came up conversation with Corey and Catherine, myself and Tom and Ben and Glenn. We don't we highly discourage that, and we're going to be putting some protocols in place. Now, if you're family members of each other, is there really anything we can do about it? No. But do you understand where they're going with it? Is basically create monopolies in the tiers. We highly discourage that. That's just we have an opportunity for you to make just a ridiculous amount of money if you work hard. You don't need to skirt the system. And not suggesting that this person was planning on it, but yeah, that's not necessary.
In addition to that, we should also say, though, we don't deny people just because they happen to be related. We don't say, no, you cannot be signed up under someone else.
Yeah.
We're just saying that there are other issues, logistics. I mean, everybody has to fulfill the free membership thing, and it's difficult. There are other practical reasons we don't need to go into here, but it almost, we don't want to say you can't do it, because, as we said, there are legitimate reasons where it could happen, and so we don't want to prohibit people from being able to participate. But also, we don't want people to look at this as just trying to skirt some part of the system or to take advantage of some part of the system at the disadvantage of other people.
Yeah.
The other thing too, Jeff, with that one is, if somebody, I get this question quite a lot, and if somebody actually takes that spreadsheet, that Excel sheet, but Tom, when you talked about the compensation earlier, you mentioned it. You can put 5, you can put 12, you can put 20. There's no limit.
No, we haven't structured it to be limited. We're not limiting people's income. We're also not limiting our own income by restricting people.
I am back, by the way. I apologize for my Mac took a little bit of a mini nap.
I'm going to answer a question here. There's a question by Brent, and he said, with the stated security are concerned about till being used by people in a negative way. We have, since we don't have access to what people put in their capsules, we won't know if it's being used in a negative way. The only thing I can say is that if the authorities think you're using it in a negative way, we are obligated to release based on legitimate requests, then we are obligated to do that, as stated in the terms. But we have, as I said, we have no insight. I don't really know what the negative, those negative ways could be, but.
Well, one of the things that actually I addressed it earlier was, for example, our expiring URLs. So, for example, someone couldn't upload the latest Star Wars movie, for example, and have people be able to download it secretly because, like I said, the URL expires and things like that. So you can't use it as a storehouse for something that way other people can just feed off of that information that you have stored in your capsule. Again, that was a decision we made early on to protect the integrity of the system as well.
Right.
And so we thought about it some, but there are I don't want to echo what the other guys have said because they're correct. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. We had just a couple questions about whether this webcast is being recorded, and if the people that are watching it are going to be able to have access to it to send to prospective affiliates.
And the answer is yes, it is being recorded, and we will make this available. We'll convert it to MP4, put it on YouTube, and we should have it available probably by Monday morning. Did I answer that too quick? Sorry, Megan.
No.
Let's bang these questions out. Let's go.
We have another one from Tabitha. If someone signs up just for a membership and then later decides to become an affiliate, is there a way for them to do that under your affiliate code?
I got this, Tom.
Okay.
Yes.
Well done.
Okay.
The details, Jeff?
What's that?
You want the details for that?
I
Did you go back
have
in?
a question. Can I throw out a question?
Go ahead.
Can I have a question, Jeff? Could a corporation or a not-for-profit incorporated entity become an affiliate and a member?
We ask, and I'm really glad that you asked this, because this is we have some instances of this happening right now. We ask, and the model is such that the intention is for affiliates to build their affiliate team and to find private members. When it comes about that there's an enterprise opportunity, this is to be treated as a completely separate item on the corporate level. And Tom, I'll let you expand on that more if you want.
Yeah, the compensation plan isn't designed to accommodate large organizational relationships. Very often our cost structure is different, our support requirements are different. Sometimes there's discounting that's required, so it's the intention of the affiliate network and our affiliate matrix approach is for affiliates to find other team members that are going to help drive more membership sales, as opposed to plugging in a corporate relationship and then having the same matrix do the calculations. It just if it gets back to that corporate longevity question. If we start doing things like that, it puts financial pressure on us. That is just not a good idea.
So can I jump in there? But if someone wanted to do that on behalf of a not-for-profit entity and donate their proceeds to that entity, there's nothing that stops them from doing that, right? And there is in your vision in the not too distant future to allow for affinity-based models as revenue increases and so on, right?
We're not adverse to having direct relationships with these organizations, and whether if it's a charity and helping the charity generate money by setting them up as an affiliate or other organizations, but they each have their own unique relationship properties, so we kind of take them one by one.
Got it.
Okay.
So we've got a few technical kind of questions. Tom, maybe you could just speak to how you'd like people to report those to us.
If you have technical issues, go to contact us on our website, and those come directly to me, and I will either answer them directly or find people with the answers.
I'm also working on privately messaging some of the ones with any technical issues to
Perfect.
follow up.
Awesome.
Excellent. Are there any more questions that we have not answered, Megan?
We have one from Ashton. Will we be able to invest in shares of the company?
Okay, next question. As it stands right now, we do not have a plan in place. It does not mean that we won't be discussing one in the future. How's that? I know it's a non-answer, but we're not prepared to answer that question fully at this time, and it's a big question. So I apologize for some vagueness, and we can have that conversation in the future. How's that?
Once we go public, and then everyone can line up and buy shares.
Yeah. Hey guys, I know Ashton, and if you guys were all smart, she should start a company to take her position as an affiliate, and I think we should buy shares in her company. That's how good she's going to do.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
JC asks if there's going to be an option for memberships to be purchased monthly instead of all up front.
Tom, why don't you grab that?
Maybe. It's well, there's challenges around monthly memberships, particularly if we're paying. If you think about the complexities that injects into the system, where we're paying commissions based on monthly memberships, with a much higher cancellation rate associated with monthly versus annual. It puts a lot of stress on the commissioning system and doesn't really smooth out the cash flow picture for our affiliates. So the annual membership makes the math predictable for both for affiliates and for us as a company. So monthly, we'll be kind of monitoring it, but I don't know if that's really going to fit into the affiliate model.
Are we done? So it's
There's
9.
a question in the chat room.
Go ahead.
As opposed to in the Q&A.
Okay.
And that is, did we say that there is promo material for recruiting? And so just where can they find the applicable stuff?
Great question. There's 3 answers to this. Number 1, there will be a video that will be made available for people that do want to use that on a web page, et cetera, as Megan had alluded to. Number 2, within the website itself, become an affiliate. There is a full page there with all of the value propositions and a PDF that's available. And then within any existing affiliate's back office, if you look at resources, there's a slew of pieces that are there to help you with member growth and with team growth, and that will be growing. We're going to be adding more stuff to that probably once every 2 weeks, but you will never be short of tools to use to grow your affiliate team.
Yeah, so if they just signed up, I'm just reading it here. So it says the person just signed up. If they just signed up as an affiliate, and when they log in, and I think it's called resources, as Jeff says, I don't have it in front of me, I can't remember, but it's at the top of the page. If you click that, you'll be taken to another page that's full of marketing resources, and that will continue to be built upon. So I hope that helps.
It's about 9:45 now. Are there any other questions that we want to address?
Rebecca had a question here about why we kind of want to do a personal sales touch on this instead of more of an online thing. Does anybody want to talk more on that?
Yeah, I'll take a stab at that first. And this is, again, from initial beta study, focus groups, et cetera, and just from the comments that we've had from current affiliates. Because of the big nature, it's a very sensitive item. And effectively, without, now that you have context, when I say you, I mean everybody listening, now that you have context about the security and the team that we have and all the protocols that we have in place, now that you have security, you won't think twice about going online and putting a capsule in and adding some information that you'd like to pass on to kids or release at a wedding, et cetera, and to enjoy that joy that you get from doing that. It is incredibly sensitive information. We don't know what people are going to be putting into these capsules. So for that reason, understanding just how sensitive this is and how sensitive the topic is, we're not saying that you can't get conversions online. Certainly if you know people online or have a relationship of some kind, but if you have an anonymous affiliation or an anonymous relationship with whomever and can expect them to convert and have them commit to putting the most sensitive materials they can ever think of into what is effectively a foreign resource in what was the least trusted medium on the planet, without context of knowing everything that we've done on the security side, it's a big ask. And we're not saying don't do it. We're not saying you can't do it. We're just saying understand that this does generally take a need conversation. But if you want to prove everybody wrong, listen, we applaud you. Go for it. We're not going to yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Jeff, can I try?
Yeah.
Can I jump in and add to that?
Please.
I think in the context of our, some of us that have been involved in multi-level or network marketing, I think that there is an opportunity to use online or digital marketing to actually create a conversation. And I think, rather than if you look at online or digital marketing for conversion, I think Jeff's absolutely right. But our experience is, because this is a digital offering, if you use the digital means to actually get to a me-to-me or a phone or a conversation where the transference of emotion can occur, then it gets you to the same place. And I think that's far easier in this particular model than in a traditional product-based or service-based network marketing company.
Thank you.
Yeah, well said.
Let's take a couple more, Megan, if there are, and then we'll wrap it up, if that's fair for everybody.
Sure. There's a few questions with if a member referred somebody and then being able to kind of after the fact attach commission back to them. I'm assuming they're not.
This is going on right now. It's and I don't want to sound like we're exasperated when I say that. It's a challenge to do that, because you're taking something that's extremely automated that Corey and Catherine and the rest of the team had built, to make that change after the case. And either Corey or Catherine, if you want to jump in on this and explain just how bloody difficult that is, it would probably provide some context for everybody.
Yeah, well, there's two parts to it. There's the, functionality, and then there's the technology to support it. Right now, the technology really, it's based on when you sign up, you become an affiliate, then you get your affiliate code and everyone signs from that. So for example, if I'm a member only, I'm not also an affiliate, and I do refer someone, they actually they're signed up under the affiliate I used. And so now to go and reverse engineer that, but make sure that we're not taking revenue away from that affiliate by introducing a level, because you're basically, it's that affiliate who is my member, I refer another member, so that's their direct link, and now we're inserting someone in the middle when that person wants to come up. And I don't have fancy diagrams to show it, so you'll have to go with my hand. But basically, there's logistics too in the functionality of how does that work out. That member wasn't intending on selling the affiliates, and now we're interjecting a level in your 6 tiers. And then how does that work out? The technology, it's a big thing. Now, we're never one to say the technology has to limit our functionality. We're willing to make the big changes if that needs to. I think also on the business side, that needs to be thought through on that side too, of how do we do that? And again, if you make one exception, then you make a million exceptions, and how does that work?
Great. And then there's just to add to that, and for those of you who are maybe more technical, or maybe you're in computer science, you'll understand the difficulties of having hierarchical data in a relational database. In order to get around some of the limitations of the technology, we had to, quote, bake in the structure as it's being created, which is what Catherine was talking about. And so in that process, it becomes a lot more fixed than we as humans, as we think about it. It seems that's a simple solution, just move someone from here to there. And yet it causes a lot of problems in the way the structure. And again, as Catherine said, then questions of what do you do with commissions already paid, and how does that, is it right then to take away from someone who was getting commissions on someone just because someone else down the line decides that they want to do it differently outside of how the current system is set up. And we've had this discussion as recently as a few weeks ago, and it's a bad business decision, but also it's not really fair. And so we're trying to do things as fairly as possible, but also in a way that will be predictable. And what else do I want to say on that? It's consistent, I believe, is the word I'm looking for. And so anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Yep, good. Couple more, Megan.
Okay.
And don't read the one about is Glenn always so good looking.
I'm going to say
he wrote it himself.
There's a couple questions relating to how the product can be sold. So if there's any kind of limitations on how people go about selling it, kind of supporting materials, that kind of thing. You want to touch on that?
If you could, whoever the questioner was, why don't you have them send an email some specific questions? Because it's a bit of a broad one. We'll always do what we can to help the affiliates. But as far as a specific request that maybe wasn't discussed today, maybe they could send an email. I'd be more than happy to take that email, and we'll make sure that they're taken care of and happy.
Okay. All right, question here from Ashton again. If we have an affiliate who is not a member in our downline, are we cut off from what matures below?
If you have an affiliate who is not a member in our downline, no. If you have an affiliate in your downline, if I'm reading this right, and somebody else correct me if I'm not, if you have an affiliate, regardless of whether or not they are a member, yeah, whatever they sell, whatever memberships would come underneath them because they're an affiliate, as long as they're within that 6-tier maximum, then you still get commissions off all memberships that come as a result of memberships under that affiliate, regardless of whether or not that affiliate is a membership. So, in short, an affiliate does not have to be a member in order for that commission to be trickled up to the initial affiliate. Did I answer that?
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
A question, I think it relates to the idea of a business being an affiliate, but the question was, what about a funeral home selling to its pre-need customers?
Yeah, I don't know. What did Ben or Glenn address that one? I think that's...
It's well, we're getting all kinds of questions in that arena, and I think that's a possibility for anything. I mean, we've had somebody already come to us and ask about, one person made a comment, well, isn't it too late for them? Well, no, actually, they sell a lot of prepaid packages, right? And so they can actually sell this as part of the package. It's a value-added thing that they can put in there.
Yeah, and Abby, another one of our affiliates in the States, affiliate to be, talking about a lot of insurance companies, a lot of insurance contacts that she has, et cetera, et cetera. So those, if they're an individual company, and I hope this answers the question, if it's not an enterprise partnership, but rather an affiliate company who can act in the same manner as a private personal affiliate, then by all means. What else we got?
That's it.
Fantastic. Does anybody want to have any last words? I'm thrilled that we had so many questions and so much participation. So hopefully everybody got the answers that they need. Do you guys want to add any last words?
I even love Tom now.
Thanks. No, I'm thrilled that we had lots of participation. I want to thank our panelists for contributing so much. Thanks to our network and affiliate experts. I appreciate the insights and the participation. That was tremendously helpful. And if you're an existing affiliate and you still have questions, either reach out to us directly or to your sponsoring affiliate. If you're thinking about becoming an affiliate or you still have questions about that, you can, again, reach out to your sponsor or contact us directly, and we will answer your questions.
And I'd just love to say thank you quick to Megan, Jeff, Tom, Tanya, Kit, Catherine, Corey, and of course, the co-founders and stuff that aren't here tonight. Just thank you for what you guys have come together with over the last couple of years. It is spectacular, so thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Your enthusiasm feeds us, Glenn.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.